Romeo and Juliet.
He just as scars that never felt a wound. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. That thou, her maid, and art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it to cast it off. It is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew that she were her. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all of the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes, to twinkle in the spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars. As daylight doth a lamp, her eye in heaven would through the airy regions seem so bright, that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand? Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father, and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be sworn by my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak of this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Be or some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes, without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name, which is not part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word, call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I will never be Romeo.
So what man art thou that thus be screened in night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I written it, I would tear the word.
My ears have not drunk 100 words of that tongue utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo, nor a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if I either thee dislike.
How comest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The arched walls are so high and hard to climb, and the place of death, considering who art thou art, of any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I overperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords look thou but sweet, but I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have not cloaked to hide me from their eyes, but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundest thou out this place?
Thy love, that first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far as thy vast shore washed with the farthest sea. I shall venture for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. Thou would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek, for which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain I dwell on form, fain deny. What I have spoke, but farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word if thou swear it. Thou mayest prove false at lovers' perjuries. If they say, Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be preserved, and say nay. So thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayest think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I've proved more true than those who have more coin to be strange. I should have been more strange, I confess, but that thou overheard ere I was ware. My love's true passion, therefore pardon me. and not impute this yielding to light, which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by blessed moon I vow, that tips with silver of these spruce treetops.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, that monthly changes in their circled orb, lest that they prove likewise variable.
Then what shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all, or if thou wilt, swear on thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love.
Well, do not swear, although I join thee. I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unbiased, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be, ere one can say, it lightens, sweet, good night. This bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, a sweet response and rest. Come to thy heart, and that within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction can't have thou tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would if it were given again.
Wilt thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it to thee again, and yet I wish but for one, the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep, the more I give to thee. The more I have, the both are infinite.
Madam!
I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed night, I am afeard. Being in the night, all this is but a dream. Too flattering and sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, the purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow, the one that will promise to come to thee. Where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay. Follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
I come anon, but if thou mean'st not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam!
By and by I come, to cease the strife and leave to me my grief. Tomorrow I will send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worst to want the light. Love goes toward love as schoolboys from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks.
Hist, Romeo, hist, or for the falconer's voice, to lure the tassel gentle back again. Bandage is hoarse, and may not speak aloud. Else would I tear the cave where echoes lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine, with repetition to my name, to Romeo's name. Romeo!
It is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo!
My dear,
At what o'clock tomorrow shall I send thee?
by the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years from then. I forgot why I did call thee back though.
Let me stand there till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but
'Tis
this.
almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton's bird. And yet it's hop a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner with its twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving, jealous of his liberty.
I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I, yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night, parting is such sweet sorrow. I shall say good night and let it be morrow. Night, Romeo.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were asleep, and peace so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly fire's close cell, as help to crave, my dear have to tell.